Welcome to art. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this version of the Van Gogh painting. So first we need to draw our painting. So we're going to draw the hills, the stars, and the moon with pencil. I'm going to write my name on my paper. First I need to draw the hills, so I'm going to start in the middle of my paper and make a curved line that reaches the other side of my paper. Then I'm going to start here on the hill, add another hill that reaches the other side of my paper. I'm going to use a stencil to draw the stars because they are circles, and then a moon. I'm going to use different sizes of these circles. Now for the moon, I've left some space over here. I'm going to use a bigger circle for the moon, and I'm going to draw it lightly so I can erase some of this circle. Now I'm going to draw a curved line that goes from this side of the circle to this side. I'm going to erase this line. There's my moon. So to get started with painting, we're going to make sure our name's on the back again. And then we are going to start with green for the hills and orange for around the stars. So I'm going to open up my green and use a big paintbrush for the green hills. Make sure I have my mat underneath my paper so I don't get paint on the table. Now that I have my hills painted, I'm going to be painting around the stars orange. So I'm done with my green paint. Gonna put the lid on. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse my big brush off because I don't need it anymore. And then I'm gonna open orange and use my small brush. You want to be careful not to lay your arm on top of the hills because they're wet. So we're going to go around each circle where a star is going to be. And around the moon as well. And then we are going to be done painting this for the day because we need to let it dry for the next step next time. So we are going to rinse off our small brush, dry it off, put those together back where they go, put the lid on the orange paint, dump the dirty water out, and then bring this to the drying rack. We are on our last step for this painting, and we are going to be adding the purple sky and the yellow stars. Now when we do the purple paint, we're going to want to work a little quickly because we don't want this to dry before we use a fork to scrape off some of the paint and make those swirls. So first we're going to start with the stars, so we're going to use yellow. I have a cup of water on my paintbrush, my paint. And we're just going to do our best to stay inside the lines. Right, now that I have the yellow done, I'm going to put the lid on that. And I'm going to rinse my brush and dry it off well. Next, we need to do purple. So like I said, we're going to work pretty quickly with this so it doesn't dry before we get the swirls in it. When I say quickly, I don't mean sloppy. So you're working at a good pace where you're not making a mess, but you're also getting it done fast. You want to get a good amount of paint on your brush and start painting. Doing our best to go around the orange. You will cover it up a little, but that's okay. I'm dipping my brush a lot so that the paint stays wet because I'm using a good amount. All right, now that I've covered everything, I'm going to put my brush in my water and get my fork. You're gonna wanna put a decent amount of pressure on here to scrape up some of the paint, but you don't wanna rip the paper. I'm kind of wiggling it as I go. If your paper is dry, I can help you re-wet it. So just raise your hand if you struggle with this part. There we have our painting. So we are going to dry off paint off of this fork, put it back on the table, rinse off our brush, dump the dirty water in our bucket, dry off our brush, put this all back where it goes, make sure your lid's on your paint, then you may put it on the drying rack.